Hey, Apple Engineering, this is for you. Pay attention now. Listen. You would probably think I'm crazy if I told you that there is a fairly serious bug in the mouse subsystem in macOS that affects every single Macintosh on planet Earth ever since 10.12.0 came out in September of 2016. Yes, every single Mac. So don't ask me exact. I mean, I'll show you what kind of Mac I have. It doesn't matter. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. Okay. So the Retina 15-inch mid 2015 MacBook Pro. There's my serial number. There you go. So you can go like creep around my information, figure out if I'm lying, figure out if this is a Hackintosh or a real Mac. Nope. I paid the full retail price for this Mac like a chump. This is my Mac. It's a real Mac. But it doesn't matter. Go get your Mac. Go get your friend's Mac. Go get your neighbor's Mac. Just call someone in Thailand and ask them to check their Mac. It doesn't matter. Every single Mac on planet Earth that's running 10.12.0 or later has this bug. I have personally reported this bug to Apple through several different channels, and I've been completely ignored. They always say they pass it to engineering and nothing ever happens. So either they're lying or they don't care and they really don't pass it on or something, or Apple engineering disagrees with me that this is a problem or a priority. Now, this is an embarrassing bug. All right, you guys should be embarrassed, and I'm getting super pissed off waiting for this to get fixed. And I actually stopped using macOS because of this. This bug drives me so insane that I've been using Windows since like last, I don't know, November. Um, so anyway, on to the actual problem. Now, do I have your attention yet? Now, pay attention. Pay attention now. Look, Finder. All right, I'm gonna click in here. Now, look at the mouse pointer graphic. I got the I-beam cursor, right? I'm gonna just move the mouse. I'm not clicking. Just move it over here. Now I have the pointy pointer, right? Move back over here. I-beam cursor, right? Now let's try this. I'm gonna click and drag to the left and then release. Oh, what? I have the I-beam cursor still. That's not the right cursor. And I can even move it outside the window, and I still have the I-beam cursor, and I can move it back around. It changes for these transitions, but it's the I-beam. And if I just click anywhere, it clears back to the correct one. So again, click, hold, click and hold, drag, release. Doesn't matter which direction you go. Go up here, same problem. And just to remind you, if I don't click and I cross that boundary, then I get the right mouse transition. Okay, another place to see this, let's just go in the Apple App Store. Now look, I'm going to hover over this big banner here. Now this mouse pointer graphic, I call this the Mickey Mouse hand. This is the hand you get when you. This is the pointer graphic you get when you're hovering over something that's clickable that will take you somewhere else, right? So it kind of means we're going to navigate somewhere if we click. Here, I'll just click, right? It takes me to this dash lane thing. All right, so I'm going to back up. So look, if I hover here, I get the pointy pointer, but if I hover here, I get the Mickey Mouse, right? So pointy, Mickey Mouse, pointy, Mickey Mouse. Okay, cool. Well, let's go up here. Let's just go up to the top here and cross this boundary. Oh, what? I still have the Mickey Mouse. Well, what does the Mickey Mouse pointer mean? It means if I click, I'm going to go somewhere, right? Click. Oh, we don't go anywhere, and instead we get the right mouse pointer. And by the way, the search box bug is over here too. Click, drag, release, same bug. And I can cross boundaries, and it's still stuck with the wrong pointer. I can even go out here. Okay, now check this out. Since we're here, um, see this scroll bar thingy, right? And if I click and drag outside of it and release, I still have the horizontal resize, right? So look at that. Like I'm not clicking anything right now. In fact, I'm not even touching the Mac right now, and I've got the wrong mouse pointer. But if I go back over the boundary, then it gets fixed, right? So again, if I just cross out of here without clicking, it's fine. If I click here and maybe slide up and to the right and release, it's the wrong graphic, okay? Now, I don't know. Let's just try terminal, right? I'm just gonna put something here. I don't know. Let's just fill this terminal up with stuff so we get a. Okay, so here's all, here's a bunch of text, okay, in my terminal. Here's a scroll bar thingy, slide up and down. So gonna click and drag off to the right. Oops, sorry, I did it wrong. Click, just to show you that I have it. I'm sliding the mouse up and down. Now I'm going to slide to the right and release. Oh, wrong pointer. Again, see? All right, and just one more thing. Let's go into Safari, okay? So here I am in Safari. I'm just at stackexchange.com on the homepage, you know. Whatever. Doesn't really matter that it's Stack Exchange. It could be any website. But look, I'm going to cross this boundary right here. See? And the mouse pointer, you know, is fine. Right? Just cross the boundary. And again, I'll go over here to this text box, and I'll cross the boundary. And see, it correctly, it's also fine. It correctly changes to the I-beam cursor here, and it changes to the pointy pointer up here. Okay, see, cross the boundary. It's fine. Now let's slide this thing down a couple pixels, right? Oops. And now let's do it. Oh, see? In fact, I'll click in here even and see. If I go down, I get the right transition change there. I get the right pointer transition. If I go up, you know, it doesn't transition. But if I slide the web page back up, now it works. Okay. And again, the scroll bar thingy, same problem here. Click and drag out of the window anywhere. Oops. Click and drag out of the window and release. And see, stuck. Right? See that? Stuck. Now, I just showed you this problem in Finder, in the App Store, and in Safari, right? And I purposely chose these apps just to just to show you something that should be on every Mac. But let me tell you, I've seen this in oh, I showed you in Terminal too, the terminal that the terminal that comes with macOS. So I've showed you in Terminal, App Store, Safari, and Finder. This is all stuff that ships with your Mac. I've personally confirmed this on about 10 Macs in person. Just Macs I know, like probably the oldest was a 2011 iMac, 27-inch. I've checked it on my wife's MacBook Air. I've checked it on, just several of my friends' Macs. And then beyond that, I've actually stopped into the Apple Store a few times to check brand new Macs at Best Buy and Apple Store. Same thing. Doesn't matter what kind of Mac I walk up to. It could be an iMac. It could be a MacBook. It could be a MacBook Air. It could be a MacBook Pro. It doesn't matter. Every Mac is the same. I've talked to Apple support about this problem multiple times. I have a case open. Once in a while, I follow up on it. Nothing's ever happened. They said they sent it to engineering, and that's all they could ever tell me. There's like this brick wall with engineering. We can never really know if they even agree or if they even understand the problem. This is a nuanced problem. And it's definitely broken. I'm definitely right. Everyone that I've shown this problem to also agrees that I'm right. They see the problem and they agree it is a problem. All my friends, coworkers I've shown this to, they agree. I've probably talked to on the order of 10 people at Apple support about this. And every single time I get them to agree, and then I talk to their supervisor, and their supervisor, I walk them through it, and their supervisor agrees, and then they say, we're going to send this to engineering. This has happened multiple times, by the way, and then nothing ever happens. And I've waited from 10.12.0, 10.12.1, 10.12.2, 10.12.3, all the way to 13.0. I thought, 10.13.0, I thought, surely they will fix this problem by 10.13.0, and they didn't fix it. Apple doesn't fix. It's almost like Apple doesn't care about the Mac, or maybe Apple doesn't even use the Mac internally. Like, how am I the only person that you would figure that Apple would notice? I mean, I could see maybe the general audience doesn't really notice. Oh, by the way, I showed this to Michael Tsai, and if you don't know who Michael Tsai is, then you can go find out. But I showed this to Michael Tsai. I made a YouTube video and I presented it to Michael Tsai, and I said, "Hey man, can you check this out?" And he tweeted back at me a few times. He said, "Yep, I see your video. I confirmed everything on my side. You're totally right. This is all broken." Like, yep, totally broken. And it's been broken since September of 2016. And earlier, if you count the pre-release builds. And I can't believe that Apple hasn't fixed this. It's like you don't care, or you don't have any really smart people anymore, or people that care. Like, Steve Jobs used to go around and make sure the UI stuff was like buttoned up tight. This is like Apple's reputation was built on this, for a long time. The idea that they had the best user experience. Steve Jobs would, drag people back into their office and make them fix much, much, much smaller UI problems than this. This is like buying a Mercedes-Benz and finding out that the steering wheel mostly works, but has some weird, I'm not complaining about some bug that's like, deep down in some Bluetooth panel somewhere or whatever. Oh, it doesn't pair with my weird, $25 eBay Bluetooth speaker. I'm not complaining about, so I'm complaining about the mouse pointer. The mouse pointer, guys. All right? And let me say, also, you might think this is a small problem. Maybe you do agree that this is a bug. And you might think, oh, it's not that big a deal. Dude, it's a huge deal. Everyone I show this to, from that time forward, they can't unsee it. Like, once you notice it, then you begin to notice it all the time. And once you notice it all the time, it becomes infuriating to the point where I don't even really use my Mac anymore. This problem has made it so that I seriously get anxiety from using my Mac. I mean, maybe I'm weird, but like, I'm a software engineer and I'm flipping around between different programs all the time and switch from a code editor to like an emulator and then back to a browser and then back to a terminal. And when I do that, depending where I land, I may land, let's say, in a code window, but I still have the Mickey Mouse hand. And if I think about it logically for a second, I'll realize that it's okay and I can just keep working. But what happens is subliminally, it causes me to stop and like think, okay, if I start typing into this code window right now, my typing is not going to go into this code window. It's going to go into some other window. So I end up grabbing the mouse and just kind of nervously clicking inside the window randomly, and then starting my typing, right? Like I see this problem in like it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'll tell you some apps, but it doesn't matter which ones, because I just showed you in Safari, and App Store, and Terminal, and Finder, even Finder. But I've seen it in Xamarin, Sublime Text. I've seen it happen. I was goofing around with GarageBand with my daughters one time, and it was happening all over the place. Like when you get down to the cell level editing, to edit the note placements and stuff down there, and some of those little cells can expand into little things where there's like drop down lists or something. I don't remember exactly, but there's so many like mouse sort of transition thresholds down there that it gets all. I mean, in GarageBand, it's very obvious that this is a problem if you do any amount of editing in there. But I mean, look, I'm not complaining about GarageBand or Xamarin or Sublime Text. It doesn't matter. It happens all the time, everywhere. I can't believe Apple hasn't found it. In the time since I originally reported this bug, we've gotten like 2 or 3 new iPhones if you count 6S, I think, or I don't know, I don't remember. No, maybe that's not true. We got like 2 new iPhones since then. No, 3. I think we got 3 new iPhones since then. Well, it doesn't matter. We got 2 or 3 new iPhones, and we got multiple cameras on an iPhone now. We've got the emoji bar on the MacBook Pro. I mean, lots of stuff has happened in the last year or so, and but they didn't fix the mouse. It's like, thanks guys. The new MacBook has an emoji bar and a smaller battery. Fantastic. But thanks guys, but how about the mouse? Did you fix the mouse? How about we just fix the mouse? How about that? I would be ecstatic if you guys would please just fix the mouse. That would be awesome. I mean, thanks for multiple cameras and $1,000 phones and all that. That's cool. Good job, guys. But it's almost like you don't care about the Mac. It's almost like you don't care. Thought you cared, but apparently you don't care, and no one's using the Mac at Apple. I mean, do you guys even use the Mac? I mean, what's your secret? Because I want to do iOS development outside of Macintosh too now because of this mouse problem. You guys must be doing that. So what operating system are you using to run Xcode? Because you must not have any real nerds. I mean, please share your secrets, Apple. I mean, I would just assume that you guys would find a problem like this and fix it. Anyway, I guess enough ranting from me. Look, get up from your desk right now and go find somebody who can fix this and fix it. Because this is embarrassing and you look really stupid. Thank you.